Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Coffee Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah! Fuck! Rightio, I think that is fixed up. All right, let me guys know if you can hear me. Welcome to the State of Origin Game 2 preview for the 2023 Origin Series. Apologies about before, we were live and then something wasn't connected to my fucking computer. I don't know what happened there. My computer was playing up. So hopefully the audio is working a lot better now. But you guys can hear me all good? Yep, everyone can hear me. Beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nick from Australia YouTube channel. If you're new or Randy, I hope you guys can like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and I'd really appreciate that. Welcome to the State of Origin Game 2 preview. Now, we're going to preview Origin number 2. This is going to be a fantastic game, obviously, tomorrow night. Queensland versus New South Wales. If New South Wales win, we will have a deciding game at Accor Stadium for Game 3. If New South Wales lose, then Queensland win the series tomorrow night in front of the home faithful. So, wow. A lot at stake tomorrow night, and there's a lot of pressure on Brad Fittler, the New South Wales head coach. A lot of pressure on Billy Slater as well to wrap up the series. So, whichever state you support, whether it's Queensland or New South Wales, it's going to be a wild time tomorrow night. Now, usually I get these Origin previews out a few days beforehand, but obviously with the situation with my tooth that I've had a bit of a fight with since last Thursday, I got some root canal done to it today. Haven't really been able to do much content due to that situation, and my face was as swollen as a fucking balloon. So this is probably the best I've looked and sounded in days. So I still might sound a bit strange out of the voice, but you know, the show goes on. But hello to the chat. Hello to the live chat. Hello to Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to Harley, James, Ben, SS Storm fan. Jason Reader, Devils _side. I like the backdrop. Cheers, bro. I sure as hell I ain't showing my face at the moment. Hello, everyone that's tuning in. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry if I missed anybody. I'm just trying to get through the live chat quick as I can. We got all that champer in the chat as well. Random Shoes, Burgo Media, Sam. All right, guys. Hope you're all doing very well. Let's get into the Origin preview. It's obviously a big deal. Tomorrow night, Suncorp Stadium. I mean, couldn't get any bigger than this. But let's have a look at the team list. So we'll go through it 1 through to 17. So for Queensland, fullback Reece Walsh. On the wings, Xavier Coates and Murray Taulagi. Centres, Val Holmes and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. Munster and Cherry Evans in the halves, and Cherry Evans is also the captain. Collins, Tino in the front row. Hunt at hooker. Fafita, Nano in the back row. Carrigan at 13. On the bench, Grant, Flegler, Cotter, and Moe Fodawaker. And you got Brimson and Horsburgh in the reserves. As for New South Wales, captain and fullback, James Tedesco. Wingers, Brian To'o and the Fox. Josh Addo-Carr. Centres, Stephen Crichton and Tommy Turbo. Luai Moses in the halves. Paul O'Haas in the front row. Hooker is Damien Cook. Frizzell and Young in the second row. We got Yo at 13. And on the bench, Stefano Utokumano, Cam Murray, Liam Martin, Reece Robson. And in the reserves, we've got Matt Burton and Keon Kalamatangi. Very nice. I think on paper, if you break it down, I think New South Wales have got the better back line. I think Queensland have got the better halves. I think Queensland probably have the better forward pack as well, to be completely honest. And the bench, the bench. You probably give the bench to fucking Queensland as well. New South Wales obviously have the better reserves too, but I don't know. I think Queensland have the advantage. So if they lose Queensland, it's definitely a choke because they are expected to win and they are expected to deliver in front of their home fans at Suncorp Stadium. So, Queensland always love that underdog tag, but the pressure is on Queensland. It really is. They are at home. They're up 1-0 in the series. The pressure's on Queensland. If they don't win tomorrow night, then it's going to be very difficult for them to go to Sydney and beat New South Wales. New South Wales, in my opinion. Now, in game one, right? Game one, New South Wales played a really dumb brand of football. Played too much like Penrith. We went sideways way too much. Tedesco wasn't playing like a James Tedesco. He was playing stupid. He was terrible game one. Cleary was garbage. The only attacking threat we had in game one was Jerome Luai on that left-hand side. Him and Liam Martin linking up, doing good things together. Now, we need to get the ball to Tom Trbojevic. Tommy Turbo needs to have as much ball as fucking possible. If Tommy Turbo doesn't touch the ball at least once a set, there's going to be issues because I feel like you look at Turbo, he's one of the best players in the world when he's fully fit, and you need to utilize Tommy Turbo at all times. So get the fucking ball to Tom Trbojevic. Give him early football. He's playing at right centre, so he'll be running at Valentine Holmes. The Hammers, sorry. The Hammer fucking destroyed him in game one. So give Tom Trbojevic the ball at all cost. Now, obviously, the other disappointing part about game one was when there was 8 minutes to go, New South Wales had a lead against Queensland, and Queensland scored 2 tries with a 13-12 advantage. 12, yeah, what was it? New South Wales had a 13-12 advantage, but Queensland still managed to score 2 tries and win. So if New South Wales get in that situation again, they fucking better take advantage of it. Otherwise, they're fucked. Now, having a look at some of the changes for game two, obviously a couple of unforced changes for Queensland. Obviously, Cobbo is out due to injury, so Melbourne Storm winger Xavier Coates has now gone on to the wing. He will be a good target for Queensland. They'll be doing a lot of kicks towards his side, and we all know Coates can leap up in the air and score tries like Israel Folau did back in the day for the Maroons, so he can definitely do stuff like that. Obviously, a few other changes for Queensland. Obviously, Jai Arrow is not there, and also Tom Gilbert. So Jeremiah Nanai goes into the second row for Tom Gilbert. Nanai had a huge game against Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, and then he was obviously the Cowboys had the bye, and then Nanai was picked for Origin. So it'll be interesting to see how Nanai goes. He obviously had a good Origin series last year, so he's going to be a hard player to contain. And we get to the bench as well. Obviously, Moe Fotuaika coming in for Jai Arrow. Moe Fotuaika has been actually very good for the Gold Coast. Now, I obviously hate the Gold Coast. Everyone knows this. But Fotuaika is playing some really good footy at the moment. So he definitely deserves his spot on the bench. There's no doubt about that. But Corey Horsburgh can feel a bit hard done by, I reckon. Now, as for New South Wales, a couple of changes themselves. Obviously, Latrell was named at centre, but ruled out due to injury. So Stephen Crichton will play centre once again, which is fine. But he needs to stand up and play well because there's pressure on him. Obviously, Campbell Graham, a little bit hard done by not to be in the fucking team. But I won't get into that too much. But Stephen Crichton, he did a fine job in game one. I'm sure he'll do a fine job here again. He's very clutch in big games over the years, Stephen Crichton. Just have a look at the grand final a couple of years ago when Penrith beat South. He got that intercept. And you have a look at the World Cup just recently. He kicked that field goal against England in the World Cup semi-final in the UK. So Stephen Crichton's a very clutch player, so I'm not going to deny his talent whatsoever. Obviously, Mitchell Moses coming in for Nathan Cleary, which is probably the big one. Now, we've all had our opinion. Personally, I think the way New South Wales treated Nicho Hynes was really disgusting and disappointing. But you can't be critical of it forever. You've got to move on. You can have your 2 or 3 days of anger and frustration, but you just got to get on with it. Mitchell Moses is now the halfback, and he's the man that needs to lead New South Wales to victory. And if Mitchell Moses doesn't stand up tomorrow night, the criticism will be extremely strong. I can guarantee you that. And especially coming from me, where I'm not afraid to criticize players, unlike other people that just love kissing ass. If Moses does not deliver tomorrow night, the criticism will be very strong towards Mitchell Moses. So he needs to step up tomorrow night and take control of this New South Wales side and kick them and lead them to victory. He needs to do it. I'm not confident that he can do it because personally, Hynes or Reynolds were probably the better option. But at the end of the day, Moses is now named the halfback, and he just needs to get on with the job. The starting 4-pack is pretty much the same as game 1, just about. Pretty sure it's the same as game 1. Oh, no, hang on. Junior Paulo wasn't starting game 1, was he? Who the fuck was that game 1? I don't remember who was in. Hang on. Paulo was on the bench game 1, wasn't he? Who's out? Oh, Pangai. Pangai got dropped, that's right. So Junior Paulo in the starting side with Payne Haas, I think it's a very good front row for the Blues, and it's very fucking deadly. Now, Hudson Young got picked as well, which I'm surprised about. Hudson Young had a horrible game 1, but Fittler's put the faith in him to bounce back in game 2. So we'll see how Hudson Young goes in game 2. And I guess a couple of the wild cards on the bench. You got Reece Robson and Stefano Itakamano coming off the bench. Now, Stefano, I'm still surprised that he's even in the team. Stefano is one of those players where he's got a lot of impact about him. I'm not entirely sure why he was picked, but we'll see how he goes tomorrow night. Hopefully he rips in and he goes good. And Reece Robson as well is another one of those players where I don't think he'll play a lot of minutes, but his job will be to just tackle and get the ball to the halves, really. So pretty easy job for Reece Robson, in my opinion. Now, the key matchups. Obviously, Tedesco versus Reece Walsh is the big one. Obviously, game 1, Reece Walsh got the upper hand over Tedesco. But knowing James Tedesco, knowing how he performs in really big games, he was criticised like crazy after one really average game. James Tedesco never has 2 bad Origin games. So expect Tedesco to have a really big game tomorrow night, and I think he will step up and play well. Obviously, a few other matchups, Turbo versus the Hammer. The Hammer was outstanding in game 1. Again, a bit like Tedesco for Turbo. Don't see Turbo playing 2 bad Origin games in a row. So look out tomorrow night for Teddy and Turbo. They'll both be ready to go, I'm telling you now. And then we get to the halves. Great battle here. Obviously, Munster versus Luai. Look, Luai was probably the Blues' best player for game 1, but this is Cameron Munster, Queensland we're talking about here. This is a very fucking tough player. Munster loves the pressure. He loves the big moments. To be honest with you, I have had a few fucking terrible nightmares over the last couple of nights just thinking about how scary Munster is. Munster's giving me nightmares, and Munster's going to fucking be a force to be reckoned with tomorrow night. So look out for Cameron Munster, man. And the halfback battle. Daly Cherry Evans versus Mitchell Moses. This is where the game will be decided tomorrow night. Now, Cherry Evans. He's a proven Origin winner, proven match-winning performer, loves big games, handles them very well, especially at Suncorp Stadium. Up against a guy like Mitchell Moses, who's never been involved in this sort of environment. He's only had the one Origin game, and that was during the pandemic. And I feel like New South Wales are really throwing Moses under the bus here, man. You're putting a guy at halfback who's never won a grand final, never won an Origin series. You're putting him in game 2, must-win game against Queensland in front of Queensland supporters. I'm not the biggest Mitchell Moses supporter or anything like that. I'm not a big fan of Moses at all. But fuck, man. As a New South Welshman, we are throwing Moses right under the bus here, man. This is why I would have preferred Reynolds, because he's used to that fucking environment. But anyway, I'm not 100% sold on Mitchell Moses tomorrow night. I don't know if he can take us to the promised land. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Mitchell Moses has what it takes to lead New South Wales to victory at halfback. I don't have the confidence at all. Now, where the game will be won and lost, I think for me, if New South Wales do not start the game well, they're in trouble, man. If New South Wales don't get out to a 6-8-0 lead early, there could be some panicking, worrying signs. I know New South Wales' motto has been just win the game, just win the game. Well, if we don't start the game well, the pressure is going to be on. So I just hope that New South Wales start the game off fast, because I'll tell you right now, Queensland, if they get a fucking 10-12-0 lead at Suncorp Stadium in front of that crowd, I don't even know if Tedesco and fucking Luai can save us, or Turbo. If Queensland get out to a 10-12-0 lead, it's going to be very hard for Tedesco, Turbo, Luai to save us. It's going to be hard. Now, for Queensland to win, I think they just need to play their simple game plan. It's all Queensland got to do. Simple game plan. Very similar team to game 1. They look very strong. You know what's fucked? Actually, I'll tell you this. You know what's fucked? Queensland looks scarier in game 2 than they did in game 1. Their team looks better in game 2, which is fucking terrifying. So we'll see what happens. But as a New South Wales supporter, I am very, very worried about tomorrow night. Now, before I get into the prediction, I just want to go to the odds. New South Wales are massive outsiders at the moment. So Queensland, obviously, they are favourites, $1.45 at the moment. New South Wales are at $2.70. So some really good value there for New South Wales, $2.70. Good odds. Now, my prediction for the game. So I'm going to go this. Queensland versus New South Wales, Game 2, Origin 2, tomorrow night. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Hudson Young to score the first try tomorrow night. Anytime try scorer, I think Ben Hunt can score a try tomorrow night for Queensland. And my prediction for men of the match tomorrow night, player of the game, I'm going Munster. Munster will be the player of the match tomorrow night. And my prediction for the game, I hate saying this, man, I think Queensland are going to win tomorrow night. I think Queensland are actually going to win tomorrow night. I am a proud New South Welshman, born and bred in New South Wales, born in Lismore, half an hour from Byron Bay. As everyone knows, Byron Bay is a very popular place around the country, around the world. But as a proud New South Welshman, I am very worried about tomorrow night. I'm not confident. I do not believe that Mitchell Moses can lead us to victory. I have no confidence whatsoever. I think Queensland will win. Munster will be the player of the game. And my score prediction, look, I hate saying this too, but I'm going to go Queensland 13 plus. I think we're going to get a fucking lesson in Origin tomorrow night. So, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, this is New South Welshmen like to do." It's just how I see it. I just don't see how we're going to win. I don't see how the fuck we're going to win tomorrow night. We're going to that fucking ground, Suncorp Stadium, one of the most craziest atmospheres you could ever go to, in a must-win, down 1-0. We've got a guy at halfback who's never won anything. We're just throwing him under the bus. I don't know, man. Not confident. But we'll have to wait and see how it all goes. But my prediction, Queensland will beat New South Wales tomorrow night. I reckon Queensland will win the game. I'll go a scoreline of Queensland 26, New South Wales 12, a 14-point win for Queensland. First try scorer, I'll go Hudson Young for New South Wales. Put a bit of pressure on Queensland early on. Hudson Young will score the first try. Anytime try scorer, Ben Hunt, and Cameron Munster for man of the match. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the State of Origin Game 2 preview. If you enjoyed the preview, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your predictions for Game 2. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night. And come on the Blues tomorrow night.